Welcome back to the channel, friends. Today, we are diving deep into another fascinating coin from American history and value of this video. So let's get started. The United States of America. $quarter coin with the dual date. 2000. 1788 is the Georgia State Quarter, issued as part of the 50 State Quarters program, which was one of the most successful coinage programs in American history, running from 1999 until 2008. The year 1788, on the reverse of the coin, marks the year Georgia officially entered the Union as the fourth state, while 2000 represents the year of issue of this design. The reverse design is filled with rich symbolism. It shows the outline of Georgia with a peach in the center, representing the state's famous nickname, the Peach State, and surrounding the design are branches of live oak, which is the state tree and a symbol of strength, resilience, and endurance. Across a banner is inscribed Georgia's motto: wisdom, justice, moderation, reflecting the guiding values of the state. On the obverse, the coin features the familiar bust of George Washington, the first president of the United States, which has been the standard design on all U.S. quarters since 1932, along with the inscriptions Liberty, In God We Trust, United States of America, and $quarter. The Georgia State Quarter was struck in several versions and at multiple mints: Philadelphia, P, Denver, D, and San Francisco, S, with San Francisco issuing both clad proof coins and silver proof coins specifically for collectors. In terms of value in old circulated condition, the reality is that most of these coins are extremely common because of their huge mintages in the hundreds of millions. A typical 2000p or 2000D Georgia quarter that has been in circulation for years, showing heavy wear, scratches, loss of luster, and overall old condition, is worth only its face value of 25 cents, with no additional premium for age or basic wear. Collectors generally prefer sharp, mint state examples, so worn ones hold little interest. However, uncirculated mint state examples can grade MS63 to MS65 and fetch around $2 to $5, while superb gem MS67 examples, certified by grading services like pcgs or NGC, can reach values of $50 to $150 or more, but again, those are pristine coins, not old circulated ones. The San Francisco clad proof version, which has mirror-like surfaces and frosted designs, was never meant for circulation, but when proofs are mishandled, scratched, or circulated, they lose nearly all their premium, often being worth just $1 to $2, whereas flawless clad proofs still sell for $3 to $5. The San Francisco silver proof version, struck in 90% silver, is more valuable even when circulated because of its silver content. An old worn silver proof will at least be worth its melt value, usually $5 to $6 depending on silver price, while well-preserved examples can bring $10 to $20 or higher. What makes this Georgia quarter truly interesting is the possibility of error coins, which even in old circulated condition can be highly valuable. Known errors include off-center strikes, broad strikes, double dies, and missing clad layers. And these unusual pieces can range from $50 to several $100, depending on severity and demand, with dramatic off-center strikes or missing clad layer errors fetching particularly high premiums. In conclusion, the 2000, 1788 Georgia State Quarter in old circulated condition usually remains at its simple face value of 25 cents if from Philadelphia or Denver, perhaps $1 to $2 if an old clad proof, and around $5 or more if a circulated silver proof. Only in cases of mint errors or extremely high preserved grades does the value rise significantly. Thus, while it is a common coin in worn condition, it is still a historically important piece from the State Quarters series and a symbol of Georgia's entry into the Union and its cultural identity. The United States Quarter dollar coin dated 2001, with the inscription 1789 is the official New York State Quarter, part of the 50 State Quarters program launched by the US Mint between 1999 and 2008. This particular issue honors New York, the 11th state to join the Union in 1789, and was released in 2001. Its reverse design, created by artist Daniel Carr, features the Statue of Liberty, an outline of New York State, and a line tracing the Hudson River and Erie Canal, along with the phrase Gateway to Freedom. This symbolizes New York's historic role as a hub of immigration, commerce, and liberty. In circulation, the coin was produced in vast numbers, over 1.2 billion pieces across the Philadelphia and Denver mints, making it very common. In old, heavily circulated condition, these coins usually carry only their face value of 25 cents, since the wear reduces collector interest. However, collectors often prize them for the historical story they tell, and as part of completing the full 50 coin set, the Philadelphia P mint coins, if found in circulated condition, are worth just face value, but in uncirculated grades they may fetch $1 to $3. The Denver D mint coins follow a similar pattern, being common in worn grades but slightly more desirable if preserved. In mint state condition, more valuable are the San Francisco proof coins, struck for collectors with mirror-like finishes. The clad proofs are worth about $2 to $5 when kept clean and undamaged, while the 90% silver proofs, produced in smaller numbers, carry higher value, often between $8 and $15, with prices climbing further if certified as perfect by grading services like pcgs or NGC. Beyond standard issues, era varieties from this year can command significant premiums. Examples include double die strikes, off-center coins, and those struck on the wrong planchette, with values ranging anywhere from $25 up to several $100s, depending on rarity and condition. To summarize, a 2001 New York quarter with 1789 in old circulated condition is normally only worth its spending value, but pristine examples, proofs, silver versions, or errors elevate its status in the numismatic market, making it both a piece of daily history and a collectible, with potential for greater worth. The United States quarter dollar coin of 2001 marked with 1792 is the Kentucky statehood quarter, issued under the 50-state quarters program, and it holds both historical and collectible importance, even when found in old circulated condition. The year 1792, engraved on the coin, is not its minting year but the year when Kentucky became the 15th state of the Union, while the actual minting year of this coin is 2001. On the obverse, it carries the classic portrait of George Washington, designed by John Flanagan, while the reverse features the famous Federal Hill Mansion, associated with the ballad, My Old Kentucky Home, and in the foreground a majestic thoroughbred racehorse, behind a stone fence, which highlights Kentucky's legacy of horse breeding, agriculture, and Southern tradition. These coins were struck at the Philadelphia P and Denver D mints, each producing hundreds of millions. So in heavily circulated old condition, their market value generally remains at face value, 25 cents, since they are common and readily available. However, their worth to collectors is often more than monetary, as they represent part of America's first widely celebrated circulating commemorative series, which introduced millions of people to coin collecting. In terms of grading, a Kentucky quarter that has circulated heavily will show noticeable wear, flattened details on Washington's hair, faded lettering, and loss of the horse and mansion details, making it desirable mainly as a pocket change curiosity. By contrast, uncirculated examples in mint state, MS-60, MS-65, can command $1 to $5, while pristine examples in higher grades, MS-67 and above, can reach $10 to $30 at auctions due to condition scarcity. The San Francisco Mint produced special proof editions in both clad and silver. Clad proofs usually trade for $3 to $7, while silver proofs, even lightly handled, bring $10 to $20, and flawless deep cameo silver proofs can sell for $25 to $40. Error. Coins from this issue, such as off-center strikes, double-die obverses, or wrong planchet errors, are especially valuable, with prices ranging from $50 to several $100s, depending on rarity and demand. Since collectors are always eager to add unique varieties, despite its commonness, the Kentucky 2001 quarter in old condition still carries symbolic significance, linking modern coinage with America's early statehood. History of 1792, and it remains an important piece of U.S. numismatic heritage, illustrating how even ordinary pocket change tells the story of America's growth, culture, and identity. The United States quarter, dollar coin of 2001, with the date 1791, is the Vermont statehood quarter, a piece from the U.S. Mint's historic 50 state quarters program that ran from 1999 to 2008, and even in old circulated condition, it remains an important collectible with cultural and historical value. The date 1791 signifies the year Vermont officially entered the Union as the 14th state, while the coin itself was minted in 2001 at both the Philadelphia P and Denver D mints, producing hundreds of millions of pieces for circulation. The obverse carries the traditional portrait of George Washington designed by John Flanagan, while the reverse, created by T. James Farrell, pays tribute to Vermont's natural and agricultural identity by showing maple trees being tapped for sap with buckets hanging from them, with Camel's Hump Mountain in the background, symbolizing both the state's rugged landscape and its world-famous maple syrup industry. In old, heavily circulated condition, these coins generally retain only their face value of 25 cents, as the immense mintage and widespread availability mean that worn examples are not scarce. Such pieces typically show flattened hair on Washington's bust, faded lettering around the rim, and loss of clarity in the details of the buckets and mountain scene. However, while their monetary value is low in circulated form, their educational and historic worth is significant, since they link the everyday act of spending money to the story of Vermont's admission to the United States in 1791. For collectors seeking higher grade examples, uncirculated coins in mint state, MS63, MS65, may bring $1 to $5, while those graded at MS67 or MS68, where the surfaces remain virtually flawless, can fetch $20 to $50 or more. Additionally, the San Francisco Mint produced special collector versions in proof quality. Clad proofs usually sell for $3 to $6, while 90% silver proofs, even when slightly handled, hold values between $10 and $20, with pristine deep cameo silver proofs reaching $25 to $40 or more, making them prized additions for collectors who focus on proof coinage. Error coins from this issue add another layer of intrigue. Examples with off-center strikes, double-die obverse or reverse designs, broad strikes, or wrong planchet errors are far more valuable, sometimes commanding $50 to several $100s depending on rarity and condition, since errors combine both scarcity and novelty. Thus, while a Vermont 2001 quarter in old condition may circulate for only its basic face value, its symbolic value far outweighs its price, representing the spirit of Vermont's rugged independence, its natural resources, and its cultural contribution to the United States. As part of the wider State Quarters series, it also reflects a pivotal moment in modern U.S. numismatics, when millions of Americans were introduced to coin collecting through designs that honored the history of each state.